Welcome to the European Father and Son Golf Championship, open to professionals and amateurs alike, all competing here at the magnificent Val del Este Golf Resort in Andalucía, Spain. This Jose Canales designed championship course will provide a fantastic test for the 50 teams battling it out for the coveted handicap and scratch titles. 3 rounds of golf to decide this year's champions, who can then lay claim to being the best 2 father and son teams in Europe. Over the course of the next hour, we'll witness the highs and the lows, the drama and the emotion of father and son golf, with highlights action from all 3 rounds. Also coming up on the show, we'll hear more about the venue and the event from those in the know. And we hear from that vital member of the backroom staff in our special feature, Mum Knows Best.
Come on. So we'll do it again. Oh, man.
That's all to come on today's show as we begin another European father and son golfing odyssey. It's a new venue this year as the city of Almeria hosts the 6th Father and Son Golf Championship. This southeastern Mediterranean province is ready to welcome competitors from across the world. And here to tell us more about the event is tournament coordinator Jackie Marsden.
The new venue is Andalucía. We've wanted to bring the tournament here for a few years now because obviously we're keen on the weather. And this is one of the sunniest places in Spain, driest places as well. So we were lucky enough this year to get the support of the Almeria Tourist Board and Andalucía, and hence we're here at Val d'Este. Today it's difficult to spend time with your father and your son and quality time where it is just dads and lads as opposed to just families and mums, and it's a special time. Pros can play with amateur sons, which is unheard of, can't play in other tournaments, so that makes it special. And it's just the whole atmosphere throughout the whole week. It's electric.
With round 1 about to get underway, we took the opportunity to find out what makes this event so special.
We think it's a great event for the father and son. It brings us together. My mum and dad is hotel owners, so we don't get a lot of time off, so it's a great week for father and son to spend the time with my father.
Proudest moment was basically standing up on the first tee with my son. After all these years he's been playing football and all. Now he's playing golf. It's great to have him about.
It's very different than the American event. It's more I don't know. It's more personal, I guess. A smaller group, so it's been great. We've enjoyed being here and been treated really good.
The most wonderful experience for an elderly person like me to go out and see young boys acting like gentlemen too.
Yes, behaving like gentlemen and putting like demons. So as the team set about posting a big score, here's your commentator Clayton Lucas to tell us what happened in round 1.
First to show their skills in the handicap event were Adam and Matthew Gumble. The pair from Hertfordshire were not only in the event for the first time, but were also playing together as a pair for the first time. Matthew, who's only been playing for 5 years, led the way for the team. The 2 handicapper, who's in the England under-16 regional squad, made light work of the Val d'Este course as he and Dad Adam posted 43 points off a total of 7 shots between them. Another team to shoot 43 points were Mark and Connor Jenkins, who, like the Gumbles, were playing in the tournament for the first time. Left-hander Dad Mark secured the points for the team on their last hole after Connor had leaked his ball out of bounds. Joint second place then after the first round, and in a good position to strike ahead of round 2. Last year at the Lumine Golf Club in Tarragona, Spain, David and George Mills from England just missed out on a trophy in a nail-biting finale to an amazing tournament. Dad David, a pro, had never experienced anything quite like coming down the last as his nerves began to take hold and eventually got the better of him, leaving he and son George in second place. David said afterwards that he felt terrible for letting George down. That left the door open for Graham and James Ruth, and it was James who sank the putt for the team to take the scratch and the handicap trophies. Scroll forward 12 months and the Mills have come back determined to try and go one better and take one of the 2 trophies on offer. George, now a 7 handicapper at just 13, was showing that he has the potential to become a pro like his dad one day. In the end, the duo amassed 44 points to go top, but is there room for improvement?
I think we can go better. I think, we've got to play really well, and there's lots of good players out there, but I think we can if we keep going as we were, but I've been around long enough to know that golf sometimes doesn't work that way. So we're just going to relax, try and enjoy it. If it happens, you know. So we'll see. I think we can, but give it our best shot.
The Scratch Trophy was also hotly contested on day one. The Mills were in the mix with 42 points, and hot on their heels were their playing partners Howard and Andrew Stocks. Youngster Andrew, off +1, was enjoying the challenge of the Val d'Este course as he and Dad secured 40 points to put them in 3rd place. Equaling the Mills with 42 points and going into joint top spot were Patrick and Benjamin Kinsley from Scotland. The pair, playing in their first father and son event, soon realised that unlike their home course of St Andrews, the Val d'Este track was a lot shorter and much tighter. Accurate iron play was the key, and if that putt had dropped, the Kinsleys would have had top spot outright.
You just got to plow your way around. I mean, I literally didn't take anything more than 3 iron off the tee, so it's really tough for that sense of it. So you can't really just go out and hit driver, so you got to think about it.
Is that all down to you making that decision, or is it a little bit of Dad saying, actually son, you don't need that here?
No.
No, I think I'd probably do it anyway, but yeah, in the practice round we kind of talked about it and discussed what we would hit off each tee, so we kind of had a good idea.
You know, of course, it's tight when you walk down the fairways in single file.
Yeah.
I've not seen a tighter course anywhere.
This then is how the leaderboards look after the first round, just 4 points separating top from bottom in the handicap event, with plenty still to play for. As for the Scratch Trophy, it's just as close with no runaway leader. Any one of the top 10 could walk away with the title come the end of the final round. So with a round under their belts, the teams were ready for day 2 and all it had to bring. Here's Clayton again.
In the handicap trophy, 2 new teams emerged from the throng to challenge for the title ahead of the final round. Firstly, Peter and George Dunn from Monaco, the pair using their handicap allowance of 14 and 11 wisely as they amassed 41 points, giving them a total of 83 and 3rd place on the leaderboard. David and George Mills continued their good form with 40 points to put them in the joint lead as they once again played accurate golf, giving themselves plenty of birdie chances. That lead was shared with Phillip and Nathan DYKE from Bromsgrove Golf Club in Worcestershire. 41 points for them, meaning they'd be in the last group out with the Mills for the final round.
Birdied 8, birdied 9, eagled 9, birdied 10, and then parred 11, 12, birdied 13. So we picked up shots on what are probably the scariest holes rather than the hardest holes. So because without the course knowledge, you just don't know where to hit on 1 or 2.
The Mills' score in the handicap event was reduced by 2 points in the Scratch to 40, equaling day 1 and giving them 80 points to put them in 3rd place ahead of the final day's play. George is accurate as ever with the short irons and one to watch in the final round. Stepping up into 2nd spot were Howard and Andrew Stocks. Howard plays his golf in Germany, and so this tournament is a very special occasion as he and Andrew are together for a week playing the sport they love while spending quality time together on and off the course. And who knows, they may leave as champions. The team with their noses just in front are the Kinsleys. Patrick and Ben looked as if they were going to post a record score as they kept on bombarding the holes. Luckily for the rest of the field, not all the birdie putts dropped like this one did. A 1-point lead and a real shot at the Scratch Trophy.
Well, both of us played better than yesterday, funnily enough, and we got it to 5 under through 12, and we thought we had a really good chance of posting a low one, but we made a schoolboy error, made bogey, and then we hit it inside 10 feet on the last,
five
holes,
yeah.
And we didn't hole a putt. But I think some of the other teams were exactly the same in the back 9.
Confirmation of the scores from day 2 then and the tournament totals for the handicap and Scratch trophies. The Scratch Trophy is looking like a 3-horse race between the Kinsleys, the Mills and the Stocks. As for the handicap trophy, that's wide open and many of the teams could still come through and walk away with this year's title. Join us after the break as the final round gets underway. 18 holes of golf on the Val d'Este course to decide who will be crowned kings of European father and son golf. Right here on Sky Sports. Welcome back to the European Father and Son Golf Championship from the Val del Este Golf Resort here in Almeria, Spain. The teams have had 2 days to get to know this magnificent course, and now it's time to see who'll lay claim to the Scratch Trophy and who'll be flying home with the handicap title. Let's get to your commentators, Toby Marsden and Clayton Lucas.
Thank you for that, Simon. It's a pleasure to have Toby here in the commentary position. Now, interesting second shot, this one, for Mark Jenkins at the first.
Thank you, Clayton. It's an uphill shot. The pin is tucked at the back of the green. It's a long way up there, so it's hard to get the ball all the way back, but he's done fairly well there.
Outside chance of a birdie. Now, back at the first tee, the leaders in the Scratch tournament awaiting, the Kinsleys.
If somebody beats us, you know, well
Fair
done.
enough, yeah.
You know, there's nothing we can do about that.
Now, where have your strengths been as a team this week?
Made a few birdies.
Yeah,
actually.
made a lot of birdies.
Yeah.
Both, he's ahead of me in birdie stakes by 1, so I'm going to take him today.
Competition within the competition.
Yeah.
Keeps it fun, I guess. But yeah.
Now, what would it mean for you guys to walk off as champions today?
Yeah, it'd be great.
It'd be really good.
It'd be a bonus because we've had a good week anyway. You know, it's been great fun and met a lot of really nice people. So it's winning would just be a really added bonus.
Lying second in the Scratch competition, just 1 point behind the Kinsleys, Howard and Andrew Stocks.
We're both gelled well this week, so yeah, hopefully we can do the same today.
This is where we want to be. We didn't come here to finish second, and we're going to give it our best shot.
Do you feel it's better to be chasing than to be leading going into the final round?
Yeah, I would say there's less pressure, definitely.
Now, where have you guys played well? What's been the highlights for you so far this week?
We've only dropped 1 shot this week. We've just gelled well, and if one of us had a bad hole, we've just other ones birded it.
Well, dovetailing's the name of the game when you're playing better ball. Stocks here on the first tee, then looking to get away nicely.
Assistant professional at Sandmore Golf Course in Leeds. Andrew's a very long hitter, and that's okay.
Reimer Smith playing alongside Dad Joe, and these two were champions in 2011, taking the Scratch title. Well, that's going to be a birdie chance for Joe. Back on the tee are the Dykes.
I haven't put a drive in the bag the last 2 days, you know, and I've shot 2 fairly steady rounds, so I don't anticipate changing that at all today. There might be 1 or 2 holes we play differently depending on who hits first and what tee shots we play, but if you get too conservative, somebody else will shoot a big score and beat you. So I don't think it's the sort of course you can just go out and try and protect everything. So.
And saying that, what we've done the last 2 days, we've shot 2 pretty good rounds of golf. It's worked the last 2 days, no reason why it can't work today, so we'll just go out and do the same thing.
Well, the Dykes are currently the joint leaders in the handicap trophy with the Mills. Nathan, 16 years of age, low handicapper. Dad plays off 3. That's a cracking shot from Dad. So then, the last team to come out, it's the Mills.
Maybe a little bit nervous, but we've been there before and done it before, so we should cope with it.
It's confidence.
I'm going to be more nervous than him, I promise you.
What's your game plan going to be today?
I think the front 9 is a bit tougher, so I think we've got to be patient, mustn't get uptight and just relax. And I think back 9 we've got a few chances, so I think just going to play like we have done the last couple of days really. Just play each hole as it comes and try and enjoy it. It's a great experience going out last. We did it a couple of years ago, as George said, and we played with the winners then, so I think that will help us knowing what's achievable. So I've been there occasionally in the past, so hopefully that experience will help us today.
Well, you think no more so than the experience they had in 2012, just missing out. And they've certainly burned brightly this week. They've been playing some exceptional golf, but it's all going to come down to the stretch, you feel, for Dad David. He had a bit of a wobble in 2012. He certainly stepped up to the mark in 2013. 5 under gross he was on the first day, just on his own ball. And that really has set this team in good stead for the handicap and possibly even the Scratch title. Craig Ronald at the par 5 4th, and currently 5 off the pace in the Scratch trophy. Well, that's an excellent shot. You can't get to any of the par 5s in 2 around this Val d'Este course, so you have to take your medicine. It's all about getting close to the pin and giving yourself that birdie opportunity. Now, George at the first.
Looks like he's played a 9-iron there. That's a fantastic golf shot. That will settle his nerves on the first hole.
Oh, nothing better than giving yourself a birdie opportunity. And talking of which, Reimer with yet another at this par 5 fourth. That looks pretty good. Oh, he's unlucky. Well, he's been the one who's been scoring most of the points for the duo this year, and his golf has come on leaps and bounds. Wouldn't be surprised if he takes it a lot further in the coming years.
Craig Ronald here to try to close down the 5-shot deficit. This for birdie. Good stroke, lovely putt.
Well, it's always good to get the birdies on the card early. Mitchell pretty pleased with Dad's effort. Now back at the first, and it's Mum Caroline and Sister Amy watching on as Dad David gets ready for his birdie opportunity.
And that's missed right and short.
Well, Dad will knock that one in. Guaranteed 2 points. Well, it's just about plodding along, isn't it? Keeping the points on the scoreboard, keeping it ticking over.
Well, specifically on the first few holes as to settle the nerves.
Now Nathan with a par opportunity. Well, I think he's got a longer putt back.
Just what you don't want. Now Dad's got a hole of 12-footer to try to maintain par on the first hole. Oh, that's a great putt.
Oh, fantastic putt, that is.
That's gutsy.
Oh, that spared Nathan's blushes, that's for sure.
Now, don't do that again, son.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll have a quiet word with him. High five to start with, and then a little word in his ear. Now, at the third, Ben Kinsley. He's been striking the ball magnificently all week.
He's a quality golfer, Scottish Boys International, member at St Andrews Golf Club. He's a little bit long and right there. He won't be that happy with that shot. So our first look at the Gumbles. This is Matthew, 2-handicap golfer from the Hertfordshire Golf Club. And they're one off the pace at the start of the round.
Well, that's a magnificent birdie. That's the second birdie in the row. They started birdie, went par, and now they've gone birdie, and they really are making their move in the handicap event. Now Pat, he's a pretty fast putter. He doesn't waste any time over the ball. So nice birdie to take them to 90 points. Now we can hear from Jose Olea, the Director of Golf here at Valle d'Este.
Hosting an event like the Father and Son in Valle d'Este is very important to us. There's obviously the direct income stream attached to the event, but what makes it very, very vital to Valle d'Este is be able to put Almeria in the golfing map of the world. The Almeria region, as you know, is a very dry area of Spain, beautiful golf courses, coastline, and it barely rains here. Valle d'Este golf course was designed by the Spanish designer Pepe Canales, and it was opened to the public in 2003, 10 years ago. It is par 71 and is not known as a very long course, but it could be quite tough. I'm just sat on the 18th hole, which is the signature hole at Valle d'Este. It's a beautiful par 4 up the hill, not a long par 4, but again the fairway has some different contours that make the course management very important. It's not always about hitting the golf ball a long way, but sometimes you need to know where your bearings are and how to place the golf ball. So layup is important on this hole. The more spectacular part of it is that the green is surrounded by a lake and there's a little waterfall which is running behind my back and makes it very nice to approach the hotel at Valle d'Este.
And the 18th could well be the difference between success and failure. Find out after the break who'll get the better of this Valle d'Este course right here on Sky Sports. Welcome back to the European Father and Son Golf Championship. Let's join your commentator Clayton Lucas for an update on final round proceedings.
David and Tom Bradley from Sheffield were moving up the leaderboard nicely in the final round. 21 points from the front 9 and then 4 from the next 2, leaving them just 2 points off the lead in the handicap event with 7 holes to play. That lead belonging to Peter and George Dunn. It seemed that the Dunns were inspired by the Bradleys and vice versa. 3 net birdies and 20 points on the front 9 plus 2 more birdies at 10 and 11. Putt of the day coming at the 7th for George after he chipped in at 3 for a vital par save. Joe and Rymer Smith, former scratch champions from 2011, had been a little quiet on the opening 2 rounds, but got it going in the final round as they went in search of another scratch title. The 5th proving a rich hunting ground for son Rymer, a scratch golfer with aims of going pro like dad Joe one day. A fabulous birdie at the hole where you have to take on the water to get to the green, helping the Smiths into 3rd place through 12 holes. The Ronalds, Craig and Mitchell ag with the Smiths were keeping an eye on proceedings and tried to make their move in the scratch event. Dad Craig at the 9th nearly chipped in for birdie, settling instead for par. The 3 points were difficult to find on the front 9, the duo making them only at the 2nd and the 4th. At the 11th, son Mitchell had a birdie chance which narrowly missed. The youngster though secured the par and Team Ronald left the green on 101 points, hot on the heels of the Smiths. The Gumbles were playing well in the handicap event, making 20 points through 9. And if this putt had dropped at 7, things could have been very good indeed. 108 points through 12 and very much in contention for silverware.
Let's take time out from the golf now to find out a little more about the backbone of this event. And as they say in father and son golf, behind every great team, there's a great mum, which is why we wanted to find out if mum really does know best.
My favourite golfer is Luke Donald.
My favourite golfer is Phil Mickelson.
Luke Donald. Ooh, toughie. Can I say 2? I would say, first of all, Phil Mickelson or Tiger Woods.
If you had to choose one, which would it be?
Phil Mickelson.
My handicap is 2.
My handicap is 8.
It's 2.1. 7.6.
My favourite golfer would be Nick Faldo.
My favourite golfer would be Rory McIlroy.
Dad's favourite golfer is Nick Faldo. Charlie's favourite golfer is Ian Poulter.
My handicap is 8.
My handicap is 6.
Dad's handicap is 8. Charlie's handicap is 6.
My favourite golfer is Rory McIlroy.
My favourite golfer is Sergio Garcia.
I don't really know, actually. Rory, probably.
And who's son's favourite golfer?
Oh, I've no idea. I should think his favourite golfer would be Sergio Garcia. Maybe.
I think there's a little bit cheating.
Is that really?
My favourite golfer is Ernie Els.
Same as well, Ernie Els?
I thought it was me.
Kristen's favourite golf player must be Ernie Els. Yeah. Christopher, for that I need to have to say Tiger Woods.
My handicap is 12.5.
And my handicap is 17.7.
Kristen's is 12 point something. Christopher's handicap is 17.7.
Mum knows best.
Get in there.
Back out on the course, and Mark and Connor Jenkins playing alongside the Gumbles were also going along nicely. And it was Connor at the 6th who got his first 3-pointer of the round. The youngster using the contours of the green to bring the ball back to the hole. Then a brilliantly measured putt that saw the ball drop for birdie, and a very happy dad. The boys racked up 13 points over the next 5 holes, and at the 12th both were in contention for a birdie. It was Connor who came closest as the ball had a good look round before staying out. 110 points in the handicap event, and the Cornish lads looking like serious contenders for the handicap trophy. On to the final 4 pairs, and the Kinsleys were in sparkling form on the front 9. At the 5th, Ben got some action on the ball with his approach to leave himself a good chance of birdie, and with no break to negotiate, the putt was all about the pace. Ben got it just right to nab the 3 points. At the 6th, it was Ben again who secured the team's points. Being stroke index 18 and Ben off +1, he had to give the course a shot at this hole in the handicap. However, as far as the scratch event is concerned, the birdie meant 3 points. Pars followed at 7 and 8 before another bird was secured at 9. 10 and 11 proved tricky as the pair made consecutive bogeys. Despite that, the boys from St Andrews still had the lead in the scratch event through 12 holes. Unfortunately for Howard and Andrew Stocks, who were second at the start of the day in the scratch event, their hopes of silverware were fading away. Only 17 points were gained on the front nine, with 8 pars and 1 bogey. It was steady, but without any birdies, they were slipping down the leaderboard fast. 105 points through 12, and now looking to just stay in the top 10. And so to the last 2 pairs, the Dykes and the Mills. Peter and Nathan Dyke parred the first 2 holes, before Nathan secured a net birdie at 3. It was then pars all the way for the rest of the front 9 for a 19-point haul. 2 more pars followed at 10 and 11. And on the run-in, it's looking like the Dykes, with 109 points, are going to be right in the mix for the handicap trophy, making for a thrilling finale to this year's championship. Well, the form team of this father and son championship are the Mills. They just missed out last year and know what it's like to be in with a chance of winning, only to see it evaporate into second place. This year, determined not to let that happen again, they made their move early. George with a huge putt at the third for 4 points. Not to be outdone, Dad David at the par 5 fourth was on the green in 3 and looking for a birdie himself. Never in doubt. It was a par at the 5th, and then George again got on the scorecard at 6. The 149 metre par 3, with the lowest stroke index at 18, was a happy hunting ground for the youngster, who'd ripped his tee shot to within a few feet and then duly sunk the putt for a birdie and 3 points. A 22-point haul across the front 9, 8 more racked up over 10, 11 and 12, leaving the Mills in top spot in the handicap, but with their eyes firmly fixed on the scratch title. Now, we couldn't leave it with the mums having done all the hard work, so we asked a few questions to see what the lads know. Question then for Dad: what's the date of your wedding anniversary?
Oh, my date of my wedding anniversary will be was in July the 6th, 1985.
Now, question for son: when's Mum's birthday?
21 of December.
Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
When's Mum's birthday?
I don't know. Oh, no, wait.
No,
May the 2nd.
Oh, okay. And Dad?
Yes.
What's the date of the anniversary?
It is the 18th of August, 1980.
Dad, when's your wedding anniversary?
December the 15th.
George, when's Mum's birthday?
15th of June.
Oh, well done.
Brian, what's the date of your wedding anniversary?
2004, 1974.
Now, Christian, last question for you. When's Mum's birthday?
Don't have a clue.
Cheeky, what's it?
Question for Dad:
Okay.
when's your anniversary?
26th of August.
Get in. Son, when's Mum's birthday?
18th of May.
Toby, when's your anniversary?
Next question, Clayton.
Oh dear, I wouldn't want to be you when you get home.
Well, here's Tom Bradley, 5 handicap golfer. They're 3 off the pace on 16. He's got it close there, a birdie chance, but they're going to have to hurry.
Well, the wind's picking up as well. That's going to make life interesting on the back 9.
It's the Stocks, Howard, teaching professional in Germany. They were 1 off the pace today, and they've had a disappointing day. They're 5 off the lead now from the Kingsleys, so it looks like they've left it a little bit too late.
That's going to be a tough putt from there as well. At the 15th, it's the Gumbles. They've gone along pretty nicely, actually. It's turning into a very good competition between them and Jenkins, who are out with them.
Neck and neck, nothing between them.
Always the way, though, isn't it? One team plays well, and it can be an inspiration for the guys that they're out with. And as a result, both teams playing some super golf. On to the 18th, and second shot in for Luke Symes. Oh, they do say if you're going to dress like that, you have to play well, something they have done. 8 under par today, but it was the first round that really has done them in. Just a level par 36. Outside chance of birdie at 18 at the par 3 14th, and a birdie chance for Ben KINSLEY, and things have got very interesting in the scratch tournament.
Yeah, there's been a significant 4-stroke swing here. The Kinsleys were 4 strokes in the lead of the Scratch Championship through 9 holes, but they've gone bogey, bogey, par, par, and the Mills have gone birdie, par, so they've now caught them, and they're tied as we stand.
So another par for the Kinsleys, but they'll be looking for more birdies. That opens things up, though, in the handicap trophy now, because it means that for the Jenkins, they've got a good opportunity to take the title. And there's a birdie chance here for Connor.
This is for 4 points, Clayton.
Well, it's a massive putt if it goes in. There'll be a massive celebration.
Come on!
Get in there. They know the significance of that. They're sniffing the title.
Well, that is a huge putt. And I tell you what, Connor has played some magnificent golf today for someone so young in their first tournament together, playing as father and son. They played brilliantly, and talking of playing brilliantly, George has been fantastic on the 2 par 3s leading up to this. He's birdied both of them. Tee shot here. This is the shortest of the par 3s.
Yeah, it's uphill.
Well, it's not as close as he has been.
Bit out to the right.
Well, the good thing about being a tournament of this nature, 2 shots at the flag. Now, this is an important shot for the Kinsleys. Ben looking to get this one on the green. They know they have to make birdies, but the trouble is when you're chasing, things can go wrong, and that doesn't look good. Oh dear, that's terrible. That is looking like it's going to be a drop from there.
That could be out of bounds.
Well, they'll be relying on Dad to try and secure par or better. Now this is a massive putt for the Mills and a chance to take the lead in the Scratch Championship.
Wow, that's impressive. They are so focused.
What a putt that is. They're both working well as a team, and that's so important in this format. Now, door is wide open for the Jenkins in the Handicap Championship, and Connor with his second shot into this 16th. Again, flag right at the back. He wants to get this pin high or better. Well, that's a fabulous shot from Connor. Things really heating up now. Join us after the break for the thrilling climax to this father and son championships right here on Sky Sports.
Welcome back to the European Father and Son Golf Championship from Almeria, Spain. Before we head back to the action, let's hear from Juan Moritz and Natalia Stalenhoff from the region's tourist boards with their take on the importance of this event.
It's very important to have this event, the Fathers and Son tournament, because the relevance that a tournament of this characteristic can be transmitted overseas. I mean, for example, if this tournament is going to be filmed and recorded in a TV like the Sky Sports, people from those countries who are able to see the program are going to be aware of the good weather and the facilities and all the infrastructures that the province of Almeria could offer to practice this kind of sport.
Andalusia is has the biggest offer in Europe for playing golf, more than 100 golf courses, more than 300 days a year with sun. So actually it's a great attraction for people coming from the northern Europe and the whole Spain as well to play golf. We have the best weather in Spain, maybe in Europe, so I would say it's the best place to play golf in the world. In Andalusia, we say that people normally, when they leave willing to come back.
Well, no doubt teams will be wanting to come back again next year to play this magnificent course. Well, it's a bogey in the end then for Ben Kinsley. However, Dad could rescue things. He's got a par chance.
He's got to stop the rot here.
Well, they've had 2 bogeys for single pointers. If this doesn't go in, it would mean a 3rd bogey and possibly the end of their chances of taking the Scratch title.
It's been a disastrous back 9 so far. That's bobbled. That's missed.
Well, that came hot off the putter, didn't it? So it's another bogey then and another 1-pointer. Now for Tom Bradley, if this goes in, they'll be leaders in the clubhouse in the Handicap Championship, and indeed they are. Well, it's a magnificent finish for David and Tom. 5 birdies, just those 2 bogeys, the rest pars. They'll be pretty pleased with their day's work. And a sense of relief you feel there from Tom, especially with that big crowd watching over a putt like that. It's never easy.
And the Dunns from Monaco, and they've just topped them and tied with the Bradleys at 13 under and 121 points.
Thank you very much. Only 1 blob on their card could have been much better for them. They could have had the lead. It just shows how much the players enjoy the tournament and their company as well. Matthew Gumble with a long birdie opportunity. It's looking good. Oh, it's very good. And he's as happy as ever on the inside.
Yeah, he'd make a good poker player. And that now brings them level with the Jenkins, and it's going to make for a very exciting couple of finishing holes.
Indeed it will. They're playing some pretty good golf. So too Craig and Mitchell Ronald. Unfortunately though, it doesn't look like it's going to be for them in the Scratch Championship. Mitchell with his second shot in here to 18, and that's very nicely done.
17th, Adam Gumble, 6 handicap golfer. He's got 100 yards here to a flag that's tight at the front of the green, and that's a very good shot. Very good shot considering it's downwind.
No, David Mills. Not many people have got close on this 16th. Been some long putts, but some long putts that have been holed. And again, it's another one just drifted right, that one.
He's got to come up the hill over that slope.
No, Mark Jenkins, he's yet to get himself on the scorecard with a birdie. He'd dearly like to get one if he can. This one's looking good.
Oh, great try.
Well, it's a good lag putt, just not quite enough on it for the 3 points, but he'll happily take 2 points from there. Well, it's going to be a nail-biting finish between the Jenkins and the Gumbles, going up 18. And it's pretty much turned into a match play scenario for them to see who'll take the lead in the handicap tournament. Back to the 16th, David Mills with a birdie putt.
Go, go!
Oh, that was so close. Again, not enough pace on the ball. And if that had gone in, they'd have gone into a 2-shot lead over the Kinsleys. As it is though, there's still plenty to play for. And it's going down to the wire in both the championships.
Ben's got to get this close. It's not bad, but it could have been closer.
Well, he's done very well this week. He's got a lot of action on the ball, but unfortunately it's deserted him with that one. Now, Phillip DYKE had a look at David's putt. And he's read that one to perfection. That's a brilliant putt. And 3 points now puts them just one behind the Gumbles and the Jenkins going up the last couple of holes. It's going to be a really interesting finish. Connor Jenkins then at 18 with his second.
137 yards, he's got 9 iron.
Well, he stuck that one.
Not bad.
Now Adam Gumble is in a similar position, same yardage. Can he get inside Connor's ball?
There's not a lot between them. It's going to be down to who holds the putts.
Well, it's going to be a very nervy finish for the dads watching.
Now Ben has got to hold this really to close that gap and be tied playing the 18th with the Mills. No.
Oh, it never looked to be going in, did it? Still, they'll settle for par. Back to 18. And all eyes on Connor Jenkins. Birdie putt would give them 1-2-5. Oh, that was close. It's going to be a tap-in par then for Connor. 124 points. And a very good round of golf. As easy as that. 5 birdies, just the one blob, but that eagle making all the difference. Now at the 17th, Mills, not the best of tee shots, needs a good recovery here.
He's got no green to work with at all. That's a fabulous shot. Very, very good. As good as he could have done from there.
Now this is a big putt for the Gumbles. If this goes in, they'll be tied with Jenkins on 124. Oh, that's a real shame.
It's heartbreaking. They've been there the whole day, and to miss at the end is just terrible. But it's very exciting now for the Jenkins. They just have to wait for one last group. The Dykes are the only people that can catch them, but the Dykes are going to need to have an eagle on the 18th if they can.
Well, the Mills currently with 117. Kinsley's playing 18 on 118 points. So if this drops, they'd have a 2-point advantage on 18. Oh, that was unlucky. That's not a nice putt back. However, George is inside there, so it does make it a little bit easier. I think he's going to spare Dad's blushes here as well. Dad having a long look at why it didn't go in. George taking his time, just making sure he's got the ball exactly as he wants it. Should be a tap in. But they're never easy at this stage of a tournament, are they, Toby?
No, certainly not. The pressure's on. They've now got to play the 18th and hold their nerve.
There's also a bit of nerves here for the Kinsleys. They know realistically a birdie is what they will require to have the lead and put some pressure on the Mills. That's looking good.
Perfect distance, but it's not really close enough. It's going to be a big ask to try and hold that. There's the Jenkins standing nervously by, waiting to see if their score's going to hold up as leaders in the clubhouse.
There'll be a few nerves here as well for Pat Kinsley. This birdie putt. Ben's watching on.
Realistically, this has got to go in.
Well, he give it a good go. He wasn't sure. So they're going to best they can hope for now is a par. And the Mills coming up 18th. Unfortunately for the Dykes, bogey on 17 has put them pretty much out of this. They need an eagle coming up the last here to try and catch Jenkins.
That's perfect. That's on the right side of the fairway, opening up the green. Just where you want to be.
Now the Kinsleys, they would have liked to have been in with the lead, but they do have that for the moment then in the clubhouse as that one goes in. And that's nice smiles from Pat. And the caddy's done a sterling job today on this final round, helping the teams out. It wasn't to be for the Stocks, and maybe not well be for the Kinsleys.
They'll be bitterly disappointed considering they were 3 clear through 9.
It all comes down to this now.
He's got 147 yards. He's got a 7-iron.
Well, he struck it beautifully. That's reminiscent of his shot to the green in 2012. And he's on the dance floor. Can he make the putt? Well, I think he likes it.
It's by no means is that a gimme 2 putt. Not under that pressure.
Well, George has shown time and time again this week how he's been able to deal with the pressure, especially with his putting. He's got 2 putts then for the Scratch Championship. Well, he's not been shy with it.
Slow down.
Well, such has been the calibre of this tournament and the quality of the golf, it has now literally all come down to this single putt to decide the outcome of the Scratch Championship. And 14-year-old George Mills with a putt to be the 2013 European Father and Son Scratch Champions. Magnificent, and Dad is delighted. Congratulations to David and George Mills. Congratulations too to Mark and Connor Jenkins, who've bagged the Handicap Championship, and that means both teams get to come back next year, invited to come and defend those titles. What a tournament we've witnessed.
A very relieved and delighted David Mills taking this year's Scratch title with son George, just seeing off newcomers the Kinsleys by a single point. And it's Mark and Connor Jenkins who held on to take the Handicap title. Let's hear from our winners.
We were cheering David and George on because they said if they win obviously the Scratch, we'd have the chance of winning the net. So we knew it was close and we knew they were doing well. So we thought about running down the fairway and caddying for the cheerleaders. So yeah, so we're chuffed for those, but I'm sure they're chuffed for us as well. So
really, really proud of them because we came here really thinking good chance to win the handicap after disappointment last year, finishing second, and we thought might have a half a chance at the Scratch, but it just went like a dream all week actually. You know, I played nicely, didn't I, George? Say yes.
Yeah.
Say yes.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely fantastic. Came in and he said he was shaking up the last a little bit. And I think it was just fantastic. He had the winning putt. So brilliant. Couldn't have gone any better. I'm really, really pleased.
presto to the all-important trophies presented by Juan Moritz of the Andalucía Tourist Board and Natalia Stelenhoff from the Almería Tourist Board to round off another successful European father and son championship. Congratulations to David and George and Mark and Connor. That's it for this year's coverage from the European Father and Son Golf Championship. Another thrilling competition decided on the last putt. We'll see you again next year. For more information, go to www.fatherandsongolf.co.uk.
You said it's a family event. Where's Mum?
Holding the ball behind us. To be fair, she does come in handy. I'm glad we bought her. And on behalf of Sky Sports and the Jenkins family, I'd like to thank Debbie for being here. Big round of applause.